For this project, grab a little measuring cup or something plastic to lay some fabric over. Place that cup upside down just so you can get a nice big square of fabric cut out. What we're going to do is put that upside down and lay the fabric over. You want to make sure you have enough to lay over and it drapes over the sides. Next, some fast setting cement. Make sure it says cement, not concrete, and it has a work time of at least 20 minutes or more. Once you get it, go ahead and pour some of that into a bucket that you're going to mix the cement with some water. Now, if you mix too much water at a time, you can always add more cement. And if there's not enough water, just add it. Keep stirring. Remember, you only have about 20 minutes to work with it, but we want to get it nice and soupy. Now, if you like a messy project, this one's for you. Just take that cloth that you cut out and get it all drenched in that cement. Cover it as best you can. Lay it over the cup, and then we're going to spread it out. We want to make sure it's all spread out along the edges so it has something flat. Now I mixed up some more cement, but I wanted to make sure it's a little runnier on this one. We're going to put it right on the top, but let it drape over the side. Don't worry, it's looking a little messy right now, but it's going to look good. Next, I grabbed a little chip brush, one that's disposable, with a little bit of water. Keep dipping the water, and I'm going to use it to smooth out the sides. I know it looks really messy right now, but stick with me. We're just going to keep working it all the way around, and it's going to smooth right out. What happens is we want to build it up and make it strong. It looks really weak right now, but that's okay. Once this cement dries, it's going to look good. Now, watch this little secret. Take some of that powder. If it's too wet, you just drop that on there. Sprinkle it on like salt and pepper. It's going to harden right up, and you just keep doing that over and over again. Again, grab that chip brush and get it wet, and just keep working it around. It's going to smooth that cement right out. Once we let it dry for about an hour, I'm going to put some more right on top because I want to give it a special look. Just let it drape right over the bottom like that. It's going to give it like a little thick base, but I use a stick because I want to make sure the flat base will sit on the table. Once it's dry, it takes about 4 hours. Just flip it right over. Now, this might be surprising, but it's not yet done. We still got some cloth showing. So you're going to mix up your last batch of cement and pour it in. We want to fill all those little valleys, crooks, and crevices. Don't worry if it gets inside the plastic bucket. That's going to be just fine. Take that chip brush again and smooth that cement all over. Just get it laid on over. If you need to add a little bit more, go right ahead. Remember, this thing's going to strengthen right up and it's going to just be strong as ever. Last thing I'm going to do is work the inside. Just let that drape right over that plastic cup. And once I get done, it's going to look great. Now we're going to let this harden up for another couple hours and it's time to plant. Look at that wonderful little concrete planter. Now, if you want to add some paint, you can do that also. But this is a wonderful design. It's really strong and it can be used outside. I hope this inspired you to build your own concrete DIY planter. Time to run down to your local baker and grab a big old container of cookies. But even though those cookies are yummy, what we want is that decorative lid. It is perfect for this project. We're going to measure it straight across and get about 10 inches. Lay out some cardboard, and we're going to pick a bowl that's round for us to mark, and this one is the perfect size. Just go ahead and lay it on the cardboard and take a marking pen and get you that perfect circle. Now it's time to mix up our cement. The best way to do it is pour a little bit of water in your mixing bucket first, and then go ahead and add your concrete. Now, word of advice, do this in a well-ventilated area. You can tell that it gets pretty dusty. If you need a little bit more water, just add it. Now, I use my drill and a mixing spool to put it together. If you need to hand mix it, go ahead. Just do a little bit at a time so it's not too hard. Once we get it mixed, carefully lay it inside the bucket. You can see the consistency here is like some really good pudding. Just put it in. Now, once you get the right amount in, you're going to go ahead and just shake it all up. This allows that concrete to spread and fill all the little gaps. If you need to add a little bit more, but remember, just shake it back and forth. Cut some strips of wood. This one is going to be full 10 inches across, and the other ones are going to be 4 each. So you're going to put the large one first, and then glue up the ends of the other 2 pieces. Don't be hesitant to use your finger to spread them out. This is non-toxic glue. Lay it out and fold it in. We want to make sure that all the pieces of the wood fit inside the circle. Now, take some popsicle sticks and some hot glue. you're going to lay this across the top. This is going to be our clamp that is going to hold the pieces together while that wood glue dries. Once you get one side done, flip it over. We're going to do the other side also, exactly the same way as we did the first side. Once you get these pieces on, it's so strong you couldn't even pull them apart if you tried, and that's what we want. It's time to go ahead and drill them because we want to put these caster legs on there, one for each side of the boards. So take a drill that allows those caster wheels to go right inside and drill it all the way through. See that? It fits great. And all we need to do is take some hot glue, put it in, and all 4 wheels go right in there. Now it's time to take those wood and the wheels, and we're going to just shake it back and forth to let it sink right into the concrete. This is what's going to hold it together. Just keep shaking it, and once you get it in there, it's going to hold just great. Let it dry for about 24 hours. Go ahead and turn it back over after that 24 hours is up. We're going to use a knife, and we're going to start cutting away the plastic. Just do this because once you cut it, and be careful, we don't want to cut up the side of the concrete. We need to get some air in there. That's what's going to release our mold from the concrete. Just keep working it all the way around the side. And once you get it up, look at that. Look at that smooth, beautiful concrete. It looks like it even has a mirror finish to it. I couldn't have been more happy. Now it's time to go ahead and take it outside and test it. Make sure that it spins on those wheels. And we've got the perfect base for a rolling planter. It works perfect. You can roll it around clean underneath, and it looks great.
Take a paper towel and spray it with cooking spray. Take this paper towel and rub it around your container or molds. Take your powdered cement or plaster and put it off to the side. Take just about 2 to 3 cups of water, put it into your bowl before you go and add any sort of dye or pigment to this. You're going to want to make sure you have extra water that is dyed off to the side so you can mix it in just in case you need it. Powdered pigment is best to use since the color will be more vibrant, and as your stepping stone fully sets, the color will become brighter. Add pigment into your water and mix it. I added just about a tablespoon of pigment into my water since the powdered dye that I am using is very, very vibrant when it dries. Let the powder fully dissolve and fully mix it in. You also probably want to mix a couple extra cups of water, just have it off to the side or have extra water ready to roll just in case. Slowly add water into your powder mixture. Check the packaging for details on water ratio. Keep in mind Quikrete along with also concretes like that normally measure in actual weight in comparison to cups or any sort of measurement like that. It can be kind of hard to determine exactly how much water you should be adding, but the consistency for both plaster and also Quikrete or concrete would be very similar. Make sure to wear gloves when you're doing this and also be in a very well ventilated area. You want the consistency to be pancake batter-like. So not very liquidy, but it should also still have some texture to it, but not be really, really solid or have large clumps. As you can see in this video, this is the consistency of what it should look like for both plaster along with also Quikrete. Once your Quikrete or plaster is fully mixed, scoop some into your mold and spread it around with your hand. Of course, do this with a gloved hand. Fill the container to about the 1/2 inch mark or higher. You don't want it thinner than just about 1/2 inch if you're going to actually step on these. Once you have it filled to your liking, tap your container a few times to flatten the mixture and take out extra air bubbles. After the mixture has sat in the mold for just about 5 minutes, take a doily and center it and press it down lightly. Use your gloved fingertips to press lightly along with also spread it out a bit. Wait the proper amount of time for this to set. It takes about 30 minutes for plaster to set, and it takes about 30 to 40 minutes for Quikrete to set, but not for it to fully set and fully dry. Pull the sides of your mold slowly to release the stepping stone. Flip the container upside down and hold the stepping stone in place. It will slowly release. To remove the doily, pull up on one end and slowly start peeling it up. Definitely go slow so you don't break anything or you don't rip the doily. You can take the doily and clean it and actually use it as a coaster as long as you used a dye that was fabric safe. After your stepping stone is fully dry, which can take up to 48 hours, Bring it outside and line them up. You may notice that the color has brightened up. Please note Portland cement can support a lot more weight than plaster can. If you are making plaster stepping stones, you're going to want to make sure that you seal them and also use them more so for decoration in comparison to going and stepping on them. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.